Today we're at the castle and we're going to see the cars at the castle. These are not just ordinary cars, these are exotics. We're going to see that and a lot more coming up next on Griot's Garage Treasures. Episode of Griot's Garage Treasures, and today we're here at the castle. Now this just isn't any castle. This is located just outside of Bristol, Tennessee, but we're here with an exotic car gathering, and this is for the Speedway Children's Charities, and it costs $100 to get in. But for you folks, Griot's Garage is taking care of the tab so you can see it for nothing. Now let's get started. One of the first things we have right here is one of the most beautiful exotic cars around. This is called the Enzo Ferrari. This is a 2003 model. A couple of things I want to point out to you on this one. This one's a little bit different than most of them. This has some special touches. First of all, you can see extensive use of carbon fiber through the hood and all around on the inside. It's got polished support bars back here. But here's something that's interesting. You notice here on the shock absorbers, these are inboard now. And what they have done is they've made these yellow in order to match the color of the car. They're usually red. This is a 12-cylinder Ferrari engine. And again, you can see the carbon fiber all in here. Something about this yellow Ferrari, the owner always has yellow cars. He's got an extensive collection, but most all of them are yellow.
I'm known as an ambassador for America for Ferrari. That's the title they've given me. And I get to go to the factory quite often. I was able to change some things on it. It has a yellow bottom and not a black. The piece in the back that says Enzo Ferrari is very unusual. I think they built 10 of them.
This is in script form. Most of the time this is in block letter. Something unique about this car. Now if we look on the inside of it, you've got the sports seats in here. But behind it, if you notice, it's got the custom luggage bags in here. These come with the car. That's all part of what you get with a Ferrari. Something else that's unique about this car, again, you'll notice the use of carbon fiber. But what's unique is all the people who built this car have signed their names.
They told me when they were building it, and I got to go over and stay with it for 3 days while it was being put together, and had a wonderful time with the people. I've got a picture here of everybody that built it. It's a cute car, and I enjoy it.
This car cost over $650,000. So if you have a complaint, all you have to do is get a hold of one of these guys. They'll take care of it for you. Hey, this is one of my favorite cars, and you can't talk about a Ferrari unless you talk about Ford. And this car, this is the Ford GT, but this has quite a legacy to it. These are new now, relatively new. They don't make them anymore, but this has the supercharger on it. Great road car, but the style is timeless. Goes back to about the mid-60s. What the real story is that at one time, Henry Ford II wanted to buy Ferrari. He found out it was for sale. Well, Enzo Ferrari backed out of the deal. It upset Henry Ford II. He said, well, if I can't buy him, then I'm going to beat him. And so he did. And he put together a whole racing program, and eventually they won Le Mans, which was the big deal to beat Ferrari. They won it in 1966 with a Ford GT40, looked almost exactly like this. What was the budget for that program? Well, let's put it this way, whatever it took to beat Ferrari, and it took a lot. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we got a lot more coming. Stay tuned.
This edition of Griot's Garage Treasures is being brought to you by Griot's Garage, car care for the perfectionist. And by ARP, the world leader in fastener technology. And by Advance Auto Parts. Service is our best part.
Welcome back to Griot's Garage Treasures. We're here at the exotic car gathering here at the castle. And when you talk about exotic cars, you can't talk about Ferrari and the Ford GT without talking about one of the latest ones that's on the market. This is the McLaren MP12. Now this car does have a real racing lineage to it. The founder of the company was Bruce McLaren, who was a Can-Am champion, designed the Can-Am cars, Formula One cars. He ran Formula One. Of course, Bruce died many years ago, but the guy that designed behind this car is Ron Dennis, who used to run the McLaren Formula One team. They decided to set up a road car division, and this is what came out. Beautiful car. Take a look at the inside. It's got all carbon fiber chassis. Beautiful interior. Got a twin turbocharged 3.8 liter V8 engine inside. And of course, it's got a spoiler, but it's actually an air brake as well. Really an exotic piece of equipment. This is about a $250,000, $60,000 car. And you can spend more if you'd like, but if you really want to see what's underneath this car, here is the MP12 with the skin off of it. And this follows somewhat of the old Can-Am style of construction. In other words, here they do have a framework. Used to be on the Can-Am cars, the engine and transaxle were all the stress member. But here they do have a framework on here. The engine is built by McLaren. The transaxle is built by McLaren. Twin turbocharged, 3.8 liter, fuel injected. Really an exotic piece. But if we come up here, this is where the exotic part really starts. This is all a carbon fiber tub. Super strong, super light, very nice. And then you come up here, you can see this is a cast frame member here, which is actually part of the dash. And then you get up here, the front part is a bolt-on to the front of the tub. So you can see it's well built, well constructed, gives you a nice solid platform to build a car. Hey, you know, when you think of James Bond, you automatically think of Aston Martin. Well, he drove many other cars, but for some reason, James Bond and Aston Martin seem to go together. Well, this is a 2012 Garage Volante. It's got a 12-cylinder, 5.9 liter engine, puts out 490 horsepower. Got a 6-speed Touchtronic transmission in it, and you can see this is one beautiful car. And if you look on the inside, nice leather interior, even got a wood grain part there on the dashboard. When you talk about class, you can't get much better than an Aston Martin. Now, here's another car that I found that is really cool. This is a 2005 Porsche Carrera GT. This is the Targa model. In other words, the top right here comes off. But this is absolutely a beautiful car. Got great lines on it. Got a V10 5.7 liter naturally aspirated engine on this thing. Puts out about 600 horsepower. The interesting thing about this car, take a look at the wing. Now, they got it up here for display, but it retracts down, and when you get above 75 miles an hour, it comes up and it stays up.
The back end of the Carrera GT is set up to hold the V10 engine, mainly conformed of carbon fiber. That's for strength, rigidity, and lightweight. Keeps the weight down on the car to help keep that performance up. At over 600 horsepower, this car also produces and goes over 200 miles an hour.
Something else I find interesting about this car, if you look down here on the wheels, there are no lug nuts, just a single one, just like this. This will spin off. It's got a safety release on it here so they can't come off, just like a Formula One car.
Brand new, it sold for about $456,000, $458,000. Today, it's about $365,000. And for a car back in '05 to hit that over 200 mile an hour speed area on a street legal vehicle is just rare back in that time frame.
Hey, here's another gorgeous car here at the gathering. This is a Ferrari 599 GTB Fiorano F1. This has a 5.99 liter V12 engine in it, puts out about 611 horsepower, about 448 foot-pounds of torque on it. Nice thing about this is it's got an interesting color to it. Not the typical Ferrari red that you're used to. This is a special color that they developed for this.
This is what they call the 599 Alonzo Edition. The color scheme on the car is done in a Scuderia red. Everything is painted. The shields are painted. It's got the upgraded wheels. Not any performance packages, but it is serial numbered. They built 71 for the world and 25 for the United States. These cars will still do over 200 miles an hour, yes, and they still produce over 600 horsepower.
Also, it has a manual transmission in it, but this is the F1 Superfast 6-speed sequential transmission. Paddle shift on the wheel. This way you can shift it just like a Formula One car. One beautiful car. These are popular. I love this car. I think I might even fit in it. Hey, we're going to take a short break. Stay tuned. We got a lot more coming to you here on Griot's Garage Treasures.
Griot's Garage is car care for the perfectionist. Whether you're cleaning a daily driver or perfecting the paint on your dream car, Griot's Garage makes a full line of products to get it done. From paint and chrome to wheels and tires, we make it, we teach it, we guarantee it. Shop for the hard-to-buy-for car enthusiast on your list and have fun in your garage at griotsgarage.com.
back to the castle. Guess what? I have found Godzilla. That's what they call this. This is a 2013 Nissan GT-R. This is one fast hot rod. Got a twin-turbo 3.8-liter V6 in it, develops about 545 horsepower. This will go from 0 to 60 in about 2.8 seconds, about the same time it takes to change all 4 tires in a Formula One pit stop. You know, if you like speed, this is something you might like. Beautiful color on it, beautiful lines on it. If you're a hot rodder and you like to go quick, this is one car that you might want to have.
The main reason about that car, it's an easy car to drive on the track, and my daughter likes to go to track days with me, and I didn't feel safe letting her loose in a $300,000 Ferrari, so that car is easy to drive, but still really fast and safe. All computer controlled, does a lot of stuff for you, so you don't have to have the training to master it.
Well, we just showed you the GTR, but this is the car that gave birth to the GTR. This is a 1999 Nissan R34. This was the promo car they used in the first Fast and Furious movie.
After the first Fast and Furious movie, it was purchased by the owner, and basically it's just kept in the family. Just comes out for car shows and special occasions, basically.
It's a 2.6-liter RB26 engine. It's twin turbocharged, nitrous injected, develops about 600 horsepower. Also, this car has a right-hand drive on it. Can't buy this car in this country. Everybody wants them, but you can't get it.
If you go to Japan, this is quite a popular car because the tuners can do a lot to it and get lots of power. It's a very tough motor. You can put a lot of horsepower through this engine. You see a lot of people putting bigger turbos on the car, and they can produce in the excess of 1,000 horsepower. I've seen these cars do over 200 miles an hour and, you know, 0 to 60 in about 2.5 seconds. So these cars, performance-wise, can keep up with the Ferraris and the Lamborghinis. I've seen one car like this that could actually outrun a Bugatti.
Now, something really novel that I found here up front, and that is right down here. Here's another use for nitrous. What they did is they put a spray bar here in front of the intercooler, sprayed nitrous across that. Nitrous is cold when it comes out, and that cools down the intercooler. Quite a novel car. Problem is, you can't buy this car. It was imported from Japan, so it's not legal here in this country, but you can buy the GTR.
I've actually become pretty fond of it because I can go faster in it than I can some of the other cars because it's so much easier to drive. That car, I've hit 172 in it on the track.
What I found here, this is a 2008 Audi R8. This is sort of their hot rod of the line. This is the mid-engine car, V8, 4.2 liter, puts out about 420 horsepower. It's all-wheel drive, 6-speed gated manual transmission in this. The interesting thing about the R8 is Audi goes and takes a lot of the technology that they learned from their racing program and they incorporate it into these cars, and eventually that technology transfers down to the other lines. Now, if you want more of a GT car, this is a 2013 RS5. This is all-wheel drive, 4.2 liter, 420 horsepower engine in it. Interesting thing about this car is it has a manual transmission in it, but it's electronically shifted. It shifts so fast, it's faster actually than the Ferrari F1 transmission. And if you look down here in the wheels, if you notice here on the rotor, it's scalloped. Kind of unique. I had it on a passenger car for a long time, but it helps dissipate the heat.
It's a great driving everyday car, and my wife loves Audis and she loves blue, so that's why we have the blue Audi. She's used to driving around with me in these 600 horsepower cars, and everything else seems slow to her.
Now, if you want some fun car to run around with, this is a little Fiat. It's called the Abarth. This is a little performance car. Doesn't have a lot of performance, but it's a fun little car to have around town. Obviously, you can get about any parking space you need. And I found another car over here I want to check out. When you talk about exotic, Lamborghini really turns the head. This is a 2012 Aventador. And what that means is Lamborghini always liked to name his cars after bulls. He loved bullfighting. So this was called the Aventador. It meant a bull that had never been defeated.
We took a year to order it. We had to order it before we knew any specs on it because even the dealer didn't know what we were ordering it. It's got 700 horsepower, all-wheel drive. At the time, it was number 3 in the country. I don't know how many here now, but it was the 3rd one brought in. It's a great car. It's a lot of fun. It just draws too much attention when you drive it on the street. It gets a lot of looks.
This car is powered by a 6.5 liter V12 engine, and it'll go from 0 to 60 in about 2.8 seconds, so it's quick. Interesting thing about this car that I really like is the styling cues. I mean, it's really shaped sort of like a stealth fighter, and if you look toward the back, you can see a lot of those styling cues that the stealth fighter has. You know, the two questions that people always ask something like this is, how much does it cost and how fast does it go?
That one was $440,000, and it does, I think, 217 miles an hour.
You can see this is one beautiful car. When you say Lamborghini and you see this on the road, it just says exotic all over it. We're going to take a short break. Stay with us. We got a lot more coming.
This edition of Griot's Garage Treasures is being brought to you by Griot's Garage, car care for the perfectionist. And by Gusher Pumps, manufacturers of quality pumps since 1913. And by Rod End Supply. We don't just sell them, we race them.
Welcome back to Griot's Garage Treasures. Well, we're in the British car section now, and what I have right here in front of me is a 2013 Jaguar XKR. This is the convertible version of it. This has a 5-liter supercharged engine, puts out about 510 horsepower. What a beautiful car. You know, one of the things I always liked about the Jags is they have always continued to try to follow that family line in terms of body styles. Of course, this is a new modern look, but it still has a little bit of throwback to the old XKE. You can see there is a family resemblance here. Well, this is a beautiful car, but I found one over here that we can step it up a notch. Well, maybe 2 notches on this one. This is a 2013 Bentley. This is called the W12 GTC, meaning the convertible. Has about 570 some horsepower engine in it. It's a W12. Now, W12 means that they've really made it just 2 6-cylinder engines together. They've been doing this for a long time, but those are really great engines. You can see it's all leather inside. You know, this thing costs about, a little over $200,000, but it is well worth it if you want to ride down the road in luxury. But there's another British car over here that's got a real racing history to it, Lotus. And that's what we have here, a Lotus Elise. This is 2005 model, got a 1.8-liter Toyota Celica engine in it. But this has really been set up for track uses. You can see they got performance seats in it. He's got the shoulder harness, seat belts in here. It's rather Spartan in here. These aren't luxury cars. These are little performance cars, and this is a pretty nice one. And it was also used as a development car for low friction or no friction brakes by Performance Friction. So this has a lot of time with it. Pretty neat little car. You can have a lot of fun with it. Lotus goes back to the Formula One days. Its designer was Colin Chapman, and of course he was famous for building the Lotus Formula One cars and of course the Indy cars at that time. He also built a lot of road cars as well, and they were very successful when they converted them into little race cars. Well, we're going to take a few moments now. We want to talk to the promoter of this event, Claudia Bird, the head of the children's charity here. How did you get involved with this?
You know, we were blessed that Wayne came to us and said, I want to do this event and I want to do it at my house. And I'd love to benefit Speedway Children's Charities due to the fact that all the money we raise every year, we give back to nonprofit children's organizations in the area. So he knew that 100% of the money that was raised would go back to benefit kids.
So how long have you been doing this now?
I have been doing Speedway Children's Charities for 17 years, and it's my passion and what I love. But when you have events like this that come about, it's just amazing because, you know, we always are requested millions of dollars every year by these nonprofit organizations. And the fact that we can add events like this to raise more money is such a blessing.
What thing have you seen that's really paid off for the children's charities?
Well, I mean, you know, the thing about it is people see what we're doing. I think that people come and they want to support us because they see the children benefiting in the community with everything we do. So therefore, it just makes it something everybody wants to support. So we're blessed to every year raise a little bit more money and give every dime of it away.
Well, there you go. You know, the next time you have an opportunity to come to this event, you got to do it. It's worth it.
Griot's Garage wants you to have fun in your garage. Now, here's your car care tip of the week with Richard Griot.
This week, to make sure you're going to have fun in your garage, we're going to talk about all the different types of microfiber. All of these high-quality microfibers do excellent jobs at their specific purpose. Wash mitts. Use it once and you'll understand the benefits of this style of microfiber. It allows the mitt to hold more water, yet rinses totally clean. Hundreds of tightly twisted, super soft strands are extremely gentle on your paint, while the extra amount of water provides more lubricity across the paint as well. Speed Shine cloths. Developing the perfect cloth for a particular use has been my never-ending quest. Why is this important? Because it makes a huge difference on how your surface product buffs out. When it comes to buffing out Speed Shine, our most popular quick detailing product, I really nailed it. The nap is plush and ultra thick to cushion your paint and hold foreign objects deep in the nap so they are not dragged across the paint. They are also highly absorbent, which aids in buffing out the Speed Shine. This is the softest microfiber towel known to man, washable to use over and over again. Spray-on car wash. To achieve the best results with our spray-on car wash and to minimize any minute scratching that may occur from serious road grime, dirt, sand, and mud, it's vital that you use the proper wipe-off cloth. Our ultra high-loft microfiber cloths are incredibly soft and keep harmful grit away from the paint surface. Drying towel. This microfiber waffle woven material is guaranteed to become your favorite drying towel. The unique weave reduces the friction on your paint so it's kind and gentle, but still retains all the benefits of absorbing water. Polish removal. When using a cloth to remove polish, it is imperative that you don't drag the polishing granules over the surface again. With these microfiber polishing removal cloths, the non-abrasive wedge-shaped microfibers lift and trap polish. Getting the used polish away from the paint is incredibly important. On close inspection, you'll notice that these cloths are different than the microfiber wax removal cloths. The nap is thicker, allowing more polish to be held in the towel. Wax removal. When testing a variety of microfiber cloths, it became clear that there are many different grades to choose from the expensive to the inferior. In the case of wax removal, just because it was expensive didn't mean it was the best either. I'm telling you right now, even a paint perfectionist like me has been blown away at what these cloths can do. The non-abrasive, wedge-shaped microfibers lift and hold onto wax better than cotton and are lint-free. I've noticed it's capable of holding more wax on the cloth, which means you'll be turning over your cloths less often. So remember, always choose the correct, high-quality microfiber towel for the job, and you're going to be assured that you always have fun in your garage.
Well, this is one of the more unusual shows we've had on Griot's Garage Treasures. There's over $75 million worth of exotic cars here. So it's incredible. And if you notice all around the fountain, they've got the labels or the logos of all the different makes here in flowers. Absolutely beautiful. One thing about it though, it cost all these people at least $100 to get in, but it didn't cost you anything. Thanks again. We've run out of time here at Griot's Garage Treasures. We'll see you again next time.